small little accomplishments in the end will create a big achievement, right?
Creative Conversations.
Hey Zouk family, welcome back. We are here with another creative conversation with a DJ legend, and this one is a second catch-up of the year. Earlier this year, Ruben answered your questions in a Q&A session. It was such a popular video, we invited him back. We would love to get Ruben out here to play Zouk Genting. We were gonna get Ruben out here to play Zouk Genting, but then COVID hit. So Ruben, perfect place to start. Tell us, what have you been doing during lockdown?
First of all, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you again, guys. What I've been doing the last couple of months, it sounds strange, but I think I have been more busy than ever. Somehow the weeks just fly by with creating content and doing online stuff. And yeah, it's just been a non-stop roller coaster basically, because before COVID, I think 20 to 25% of my week disappeared on traveling. So being away, being on tour, sitting in hotel rooms, just waiting for shows, and all of that is gone now. So suddenly you have a lot of more times in your hand. You don't have any jet lags or anything like that. So it's super weird to have suddenly so much time on your hands. So before, and you think, well, I'm going to have a lot of time to make music. Not so much. I've been just working a lot on first of all, on a State of Trance every week. It's 2 hours of radio show, and every day I've been streaming on Twitch. So I think so far, I did a calculation a couple of days ago. I did 215 streams already this year. So my time has been spent well, I guess.
To be honest with you, Ruben, I got to congratulate you. Yourself and Armin are ahead of the curve. ASOT radio has been digital and online, and people have been viewing you worldwide for a lot longer than a lot of us have gone to the online model. Did you find that you must have a huge following now, thanks to being online pre-COVID?
Yeah, I think the advantage we had on everyone else, that we already had a community. There was already a community there that was following us every week. And on my side, on my Twitch channel, I've been I've been streaming for 5 years already on there. So we already had a community, and the community only became stronger during the lockdown because everybody was just doing nothing, I guess. And the community grew and grew and grew. And now you see that a lot of my colleagues have created their communities as well. So I think, I think it's amazing to see that. But we already had the advantage of everything, and that was really nice. And also, unselfishly, we were also able to help a lot of people to set up their Twitches, to set up help them how OBS works, help them with how everything works. So that was really nice to do that as well the last couple of months.
Hey, congratulations. And you guys are the pros in the scene at doing such a thing. And I've got an inside track, Ruben, on you. I know some facts that you're also a very, very good gamer. And in two of our interviews with both Orjan and Mark Sixma, there's like open challenges to you to do gaming. It's an exclusive here. We were trying to get yourself and Mark to come out to do a mixture between e-gaming session and an after party. But let me ask you the obvious question. If it came down to it and push came to shove, who's the better player?
It depends which game. I think, so we played a couple of games of Valorant with Team Liquid. Myself and Mark and RT and Zach Martino, who else was there, and Yell. I wasn't really smart because I didn't take the time to practice. So you go into a new game that you've never played before, and you play against pros, which is not really a nice thing to do. I got slayed like 100%. Better gamer, yeah, depends. I'm a big Destiny 2 player. That's one of my favorite games. I still have to try the new COD. Yeah, I don't know. I think Mark's probably a better gamer.
I hear Armin's not bad.
Armin is terrible. He's probably the worst. Yeah, he's horrible. I remember 2 years ago when Call of Duty came out, we did a release party at the Armada offices, and we played together with two really big Dutch content creators, Jaroski and Torben. And I remember flying into the game, and Armin managed to drown. He didn't get shot. He didn't. He just went into the river and he drowned. So that's the kind of gamer Armin is.
He's not your first pick. You're safer with Mark then. You're safer with Mark.
Yeah. But to be honest, it's really fun to play with Armin though. He's a funny gamer.
So you've been making a lot of music this year, as you said. More time you can spend in the studio when you don't have to be sitting on a plane. When can we hear the new music?
It's really difficult right now because I think a lot of people are sitting on their music because to be really honest, the streaming and music market is absolutely horrible right now. So if anything that you release right now doesn't really get the full exposure that you hope it's going to get, especially with club tracks because clubs are closed. So it's really hard to release any club tracks because people don't create memories with them while being away in clubs or being with your gigs. So it's not really no point really to release club tracks, to be honest. I do have a couple of releases that are planned though, but they are more deeper kind of releases, so or slower releases like I did with Wanderlust this year. I hope the first one is going to be in January with That Girl. I have a couple of tunes with Diana Miro as well, so those are a little bit more laid back. They're going to be remixes as well, but those are the first tunes that are going to be out. When
clubs do reopen and international travel becomes more of a reality than a concept, where do you look forward to visiting first?
Well, I can't wait to go to you guys.
That's the right answer. That's the right answer.
No, I think the Zouks are really on my bucket list as well. Like, and that's why it hurts so much also that we were talking about doing shows, and I really hope, especially now with the expansion as well in Las Vegas, that we can do something very cool with you guys.
It would be an honor for us. We would love to. We've been talking to you now for over a year about this, and we were hoping that we could do so. It would have been around Christmas time. Mm-hmm. We were thinking for our Zouk Live Festival, which 7,000 people came to last year. But let's put that on pause for next year, and for sure you'll make it, Ruben. For sure, we'll do a Singapore and Genting double weekender. That'll be phenomenal.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, Ruben. We obviously have a big following by millennial age group. Many have graduated this year. Many see it as a bigger challenge thinking about what to do with their lives than it would have been 12 months ago because of the whole COVID. Mm-hmm. Can I ask you, you're obviously living a large chunk of your dream now, hugely successful production, DJ, hosting career. You're up there with the biggest and the best in the business. Mm-hmm. What would be your word of advice for people who are starting out, who have witnessed what you've done, irregardless of what kind of field they want to go into? Be your words of advice.
Success doesn't come overnight. That's the most important thing that I can say. It took me a very long time to get where I am right now, and I still have a big plan ahead of me that I still want to achieve. What I have been living by the last years is a list of accomplishments that I want to achieve. So small little accomplishments in the end will create a big achievement, right? So if you put down a list, you don't need to share it with anyone else. Like that's what I did. I have the list in my head. I never wrote it down, but I do exactly know what I want to achieve. It's small little steps that make sure that you get to those big goals, right? So create a list of goals that you want to do and smash those goals. And in the end, I strongly believe that if you really want something, you work hard, that you can achieve it. Of course, if the goals are realistic, you can't say to yourself, I will be able to fly because you don't have wings. So if you make goals that are possible to achieve, then you can do it. Believe in yourself and just smash those goals.
I think that people often overestimate the success and power of small victories.
Exactly.
You know, there's a lot of bricks that build a house. And I think you raise a really good point that if you have many small achievements on the way to the big achievement, you can get that sense of along the way. So that's a fantastic piece of advice.
Yeah, and I think it's also very important that you celebrate those small successes. I'm pretty sure that, well, you did interviews with Mark and Origin. Those are also two guys that are still rising up, but they've been working on where they are right now. They've been working for 20 some years. So yeah, and Nifra as well. Like you still see that she's very much on the rise and she's smashing those goals. So yeah, I think that's exactly what you're saying. The small victories lead to a big victory.
One of the last acts to play Zouk Genting before the lockdown was Genix. Genix has been around for long over a decade. Once again, has been earning his stripes for over a long period of time. Super humble guy, super easy to get on with.
Damien is amazing, and to see what he's doing right now, he just changed his style, and he's so successful with the Anjuna family. And yeah, what you're saying, I know I've known Damien for maybe since 2004 or 2005, so he's been rocking it for so many years.
Yeah, it's a great thing. The second thing I want to touch on, Ruben, is this year Zouk is very passionate about focusing some light on the difficulties that people find with mental health. We think, especially we know in our community, some of the cases that are renowned, but for many people during this time, it's been a really tough year. People have lost jobs, people do not feel secure, people are scared for multiple reasons. And we believe that any little helps with regards to listening or communicating or reaching out. Do you have any words of advice for people who might be finding it tough this year?
Yeah. Well, I think the most important thing is don't be afraid to reach out to people. And also, if you see that someone is struggling or slightly disappearing off the radar, that you don't communicate with them as much as you did in the past, please reach out to them, because a lot of, as what you say, a lot of people are in trouble right now. To be really honest, like the last couple of weeks for myself, I haven't been in the right mindset to make music either, because you're not in a creative environment, because of, you know, you don't get any inspiration from being outside or in bars or in clubs or whatever. So I know how it is, but also being a community leader with the community that I have, you need to be aware of what's going on, and the most important thing is communicate. Please keep communicating with people. Just don't, because it's so easy to just lock yourself off the world, because you don't have to go outside anymore. You just sit behind your computer, you order your food or whatever. But I think that little personal conversation with everybody or with your friends is the most important thing. So yeah, it's really hard, man. Really hard.
It is tough, but what we're doing now, communicating, catching up. Secondly, as you say, reaching out to people you haven't heard from in a while. Maybe they've dropped for serious reasons. And third, I think one piece of advice you gave just previously about celebrating your small successes and not laying on the negatives as well. Which make a huge difference. So on a positive light, Ruben, what's 2021 got in store? Let's say you can wipe the slate clean. You start January with a fantastic year coming out. What should we look forward to?
Oh man, like musically, like I said, I have so much lined up that I'm going. For sure, I'll be doing an album next year. So that's 100% sure. Statement is going into a new chapter. We're gonna start Statement Deep, the label. So that's exciting. We're gonna do a lot of cool stuff with Statement, with my label. We were supposed to do a lot of Statement nights around the world this year. So I hope we can do that next year, because in the meantime, online, I think the artists that release on Statement, like Raj and 11, they have been really blowing up the last year. They created a really big buzz around themselves just by being there continuously for their fans with their streams. And I think as soon as everything opens up again, then that community will be there, and they will be going to all these shows, and they will be able to meet with each other. And bringing their friends, and you know, I think it's going to be a good year next year if everything opens again. But I think it will be, because if you look at Thailand and China right now, there is hope. You know, there is hope that things can go well again, and Australia as well. There's shows again because of how they are containing everything for now. So there is hope.
There's always hope, and I think if we look at the positives, you can always strive to. We'll get there slowly, but we'll get there surely. One of the things that we would love is to, as I said, see you out here. That would be a great 2021 for us. I've got to thank you, Ruben. For this whole year, you've been so approachable, so easy to connect with, and you've said yes to every request we have. So we say thank you so much for that. It's great to have you, and the Zouk community looking forward to getting you out to Asia.
Thank you so much. Well, it's an honor to be asked for these kind of things, so it's nice to have you, Joe.
Ruben, you take care, my friend. Thank you so much for accommodating us. Thanks so much for chatting. And the next time it's got to be face to face.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it, my friend. Thank you, my friend. You take care. Stay safe.